Part 2, glass quilt, let's get it. If you're new here, I make all of my own glass dinnerware and I'm trying to make a glass plate that's inspired by a quilt. I made these glass circles in the last video. This is just a bunch of scrap glass that I smushed down and turned into circles, which is now covered in kiln wash. You gotta get all of that off. It could crack your piece. It's also just ugly. Typically, the process involves sanding it all down. I didn't really feel like doing that. So I took a little shortcut here. Wasn't sure if it was gonna work, but I did a little acid bath situation, some heavy chemicals in here. I also used a jewelry cleaner. I let this sit overnight and I came back the next day and it worked like a charm. I was so impressed. I'm still impressed at how well this works, and I notoriously hate getting kiln wash off, so this is a big deal to me. I'm not sure the science behind it, and I'm not going to endorse it because it might be toxic, but you do need a jewelry cleaner. It really made this so easy. Now back in the kiln, we need a new coat of kiln wash on the shelf so the glass doesn't stick. I messed it up in the last firing and it was chipping, so it had to be sanded down. So this is like fully a fresh new kiln shelf. Then I picked my molds. This is what I chose. One that's longer, one that's shorter. They're gonna nest. I think it'll be cute. Then I cut down this giant piece of clear glass, which I did break here. They're not perfect, but they'll do. Cut 2 layers for each plate because glass wants to be 2 layers. You can't make it any thinner than that. The dots like don't really count as one full layer because they're smushed down, so it's not that much glass. Anyway, shortly into this process, I realized I was not gonna have enough dots to fill both of these plates up, which I was pretty sad about, but the show goes on. Sat there and rearranged the second plate so many times. I looked at this for too long because I was sitting here and I was like, wait, is this kind of ugly? It's definitely a lot to look at, and I didn't know if I liked how the dots were placed on the second plate, but there's only one real way to find out. That's going in for a full fuse. Let me know what you think and follow for part 3.